Welcome to the Cosmopolitan, everybody. You guys all having a good time? I can't see anybody out here. I'm assuming you're in the chairs, but the lights are really bright in my eyes. My name is Mac. I probably emailed almost everybody in this room, even if I haven't met you in person. But it's good. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. It's going to be a really special night. You can hear the house band that I hired behind me to back me up when I'm talking. We've got a really special night in front of us. We have people here from the East Coast, Canada. Oh yeah, all right, shout it out, that's all right. We're in a speakeasy, so anything goes. Not about my jacket. We've got people here from Mexico, from Canada. We've got some people here from the UK, Spain, Finland, Sweden, Japan, South Korea. It's a big group. We're really glad to have you all here. So first of all, give yourselves a hand for being here. Now I see some people over here, I call this the dead zone. You're not going to be able to see much of anything over there. You might get my better half, but you're not going to see much else. So if you want to move over here, there are seats, I think. Looks like there are. Anyway, so my name is Mac, I manage the band. On behalf of them, I welcome you out here tonight. It's going to be a night full of surprises. You guys are probably really tired of surprises by now. Actually, you guys might not be. This is the crowd that actually got the good surprises, so, you know, you didn't just hit a dead end. I should probably walk you through the night and tell you what you're going to experience. I'm not going to do that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So, to start out, I just wanted to point out really quick, and I'm going to be brief, that this night is really about you guys. If you look around the room, you see a lot of, maybe not so many familiar faces, but a lot of familiar names. You guys know each other online. You are the people who have been supporting and talking about the band for 5 years, some of you more. And it's really remarkable. And so this for me is a really special evening to have you guys here in our hometown, to be able to celebrate this new album. And it's going to be a great night. You can see the hashtag up on the screen that you guys can use if you want to, you know, share anything from the night, feel free to. If you hear any new music and you record it, you're not free to share it. So don't record it, or you'll be introduced to the Las Vegas mob, and you don't want to meet them. But it's gonna be a really great night, and I'm excited for everything that's in store. We're gonna start off. As you've probably seen, this album is not just about the music. A big part of what we're doing with this album is the art, we have a wonderful artist, Tim Cantor, who has painted original paintings that you've seen for all the single art and the album art since the beginning. And we're lucky enough to, well, let's start off, before I jump too far into it, with just a very short video telling you a little bit about Tim Cantor, because this night is going to be about the art as much as it is about the music, as much as it is about all of you and the experience you have. So without further ado, we're going to start a very short video and then we'll go from there.
I'm Tim Cantor. I'm an artist. I've been a painter since I was 5 years old. When I was 15, I was showing in art galleries. I traveled around the country, and eventually we started showing in our one little gallery in San Diego, and it really bloomed from there. Dan's father came in the gallery, and he purchased one of my books and brought it back and showed Dan. And he said of all the artwork he looked at, that went with this new album the best. I was so scared that they had specifics in their mind. When people like my art and they want to commission me, that they have an image in their head, I just don't do it. It doesn't work. The hardest thing with my art is whatever I'm inspired to paint, I just do. I listen to music, suddenly an image builds from that sound that I'm hearing. And that's exactly what happened with the Imagine Dragons. I heard 2 songs, and I just kind of closed my eyes, let images enter into my brain.
So awesome.
I love the music, and then all of a sudden the music, I became such a huge fan. What's so nice is they're really open to letting me paint what images come into my mind from their music. What's fascinating is of everything I've shown them, I have 1,000 paintings. The 2 that they were drawn to most were the 2 that I painted based on the songs that they sent me.
He's the man, right? So, for reasons that will become more apparent to you later, and let's keep the house lights at that level, actually. I can actually see everybody. That looks great. You guys are a good-looking group. I am pleased to welcome to the stage Tim Cantor. Where's Turner? Turner, you want to grab this microphone? How you doing, Tim? It's got to be turned on.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, all right.
That's the first I've seen that, so.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Putting you on the spot.
That was, my heart's racing.
So we thought it'd be nice to kick off this evening, and again, because art's going to be such a big part of the experience you guys are going to have tonight, to invite Tim and his lovely wife Amy to come out here and to share with you a little bit about their experience and give you guys a chance to ask any questions you might have. I can just tell you, getting to know Tim a little bit, some people you get to know, you know their art first, you know their talents first, and you find yourself disappointed when you get to know them. It's the opposite effect with Tim. He's one of the most remarkable people I've ever met, so we're very lucky to have him here.
Thank you very much.
So we've all become really close friends with Tim, so we're going to try to embarrass him as much as we can tonight. That's part of my plan. But I thought I'd tell you just very briefly, just a little bit about the band, got to know him, and then let Tim tell you a little bit about his experience before we open up for questions. So you saw a little bit of the story in the video there. I believe that it started with a little bit of the band spent, as you know, people in this room especially know, I think, the band thinks very, very hard about their art. In fact, you might have noticed Tim painting some coordinates on one of those pictures, and I'm sure there are a few people in this room that are really grateful for some of those clues. Anyway, so Dan had come across Tim through my dad, I believe, and he kept telling the band about this guy. We were looking at just artist after artist, and he kept bringing up this guy, Tim. And finally, we all pulled up the art together, sat down, and everybody was just so blown away. Like, this is smoke and mirrors. This represents what we're trying to do. And then I think I cold called your wife, like late at night or something.
Yeah.
And was like,
you were so humble about it too. I mean, we didn't really believe what was going on there because you had called and you said you managed a band. We thought, oh, maybe it's a local band, because you were just so humble. And then you said, have you heard of the Imagine Dragons? Oh, wow, I didn't really believe it because I was already a fan. And I mean, of course, Amy, my wife, started crying. She was so excited about it. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim. Can you tell us anything else about the process for you in I mean, this is probably not something you've done before. Tim, if you don't know, he has an amazing art gallery in San Diego, so you should go see it if you're ever there. It's in the Gaslamp District, right?
Yes.
And he, you know, he's very established as an artist, and so this was an unusual request and one that he wouldn't usually do, but he's kind enough to extend himself a little bit. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about that process.
Well, I mean, the way you approached me was perfect because that is my process. I listen to music. Usually that is what I'm doing. I'm driving in the car, listening to music, or in my studio, and that's what really puts images into my head. And it could be anything. And so when you came to me and called, you shared 2 of the new songs, and you said, just listen to these songs and see what happens. And that's what I did. I just listened to them over and over, and these images were running in my head. Some of them are a little strange, like for I Bet My Life. It's a man with 4 arms and a big hole in his chest that all had meaning to me, but I thought, when I meet you guys, you're going to go, why does this guy have a big hole in his chest and 4 arms? And sure enough, I showed it to you and to Dan, the rest of the band. They loved it. So it was, you know, what a relief to me, because I remember being so nervous to meet you guys and hope that I was on the same level, you know, our minds were kind of paralleling each other, and they were.
A higher level, I think, is more like this. You guys can see why we love Tim so much. Is there anything that anybody would like to ask him? You guys have seen some of the art, maybe all of the art. I don't know if we've released it all yet, but you'll be very familiar with it by the time the night is over. If anybody has any questions they'd like to ask him about any of the pieces, about anything he's doing, or something unrelated to Imagine Dragons, just raise your hand. Right over here. And Turner is gonna he's so fast. Look at that.
Hi,
Wait, can you introduce yourself first? Tell us who you are, where you're from.
Hi, I'm Abby. I'm from South Dakota. I was wondering how long you listened to the songs before you started painting.
To the new songs?
Yeah, or how many times, or...
That's a good question. I think the very first time I listened to the song, I got rough images in my head, and then I just kept listening and listening. So, but really, we probably met each other a week after the songs were shared with me. So, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 times over and over. Yeah, and they just get better and better.
Thank you.
I love the new music. I love the whole new album. It's amazing.
Hey, Abby and Amy. These girls kind of like each other. All right, anybody else have any questions? Now's your chance. If you could introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Boston. And I noticed there's a lot of hands in your paintings. Is there a reason for that, or is it just you like painting hands?
That's a good question. I haven't been asked that one yet. I think, like in the painting for I Bet My Life, there was two things going on in that image. There was a man with a hole in his chest and this emptiness, because that song's really deep. So he had this emptiness in his chest that he had to live with. And then there's a second side to him that was all about reaching his goals. So I think in my head I was thinking there's just two versions of one person. And so in that case, I did 4 hands. So that's kind of strange stuff that goes through my head.
It's really interesting. Thank you.
That is the most I've ever heard Tim talk about a painting, so let's keep him coming for my sake, please. He's so private.
Hi. How are you? I'm Luther from Spain. I was wondering when I was watching the video, you being an artist, that probably you have your own style, you have your own, your paintings talk about you. How hard or what was the challenge when you are making something that has to talk about someone else as well? Like, you're doing something here that it's not only your style, but has to be also the band's, in a way.
That was one of my biggest fears, because I've always been such an independent artist. I've always just painted for myself with no pressure like that. So this was new to me. But these guys were so amazing, because I think they just said, listen to the music. You guys just gave me the music and gave me free reign. Whatever that music put into my head, they seemed to love everything. So it made my world. The only thing that we really discussed were some secret things hidden in the art, little, like the coordinates. And
like the coordinates.
That was fun. Yeah.
By the way, you're going to have to start saying some meaner things about us to make us not look like a plant, because I appreciate it. By the way, that reminds me, it was a good point you brought up. I think you said something about the music video, whatever. Just because this is a special crowd tonight, we're going to, put protocol to the side, and I will say that there is another song coming extremely soon. think days, not weeks. And Tim will play a very big part in that music video.
Oh, I didn't know if you were going to reveal that.
Well, we weren't going to. I just decided to right now. Very free-spirited. Anyway, I'll just say, remember that face next to me. You might see it again sometime soon. We're really excited about we wanted actually to premiere a new music video tonight, but it's not done. But it will be done soon. And yeah, Tim's going to play a big part of that.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest days of my life. So unique to anything I've ever experienced, and to be a part of that video was amazing.
He's doing an interpretive dance just to give it away. While we're doing secret announcements, there's one other secret announcement that I actually did plan to make today. Who's here from the USA, North America? A few people. So, I'm trying to think of a good cryptic way to say it, but I don't think there is. I'm just going to say, in 2 weeks, we're going to be announcing our North American tour for the summer. All right. We're really excited about it. There's going to be some really exciting things in the tour this year. Super, super exciting. I should have a tip jar for every time I say exciting. Any other questions for Tim? Right down here. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Jane Ann and I'm from Vegas. I wanted to know what inspired you to do the drawings for the songs and how many have you done?
For these specific drawings, the music really did inspire me. You know, I have inspirations that go way back, mostly for technique, Vermeer and Jan van Eyck and historical artists like that. But yeah, I don't know, it's impossible to answer because I have no modern influences really. I just take it as it comes, and in this case, the music completely inspired everything because I got myself so absorbed in it.
There is one concrete question. Yeah, how many paintings? So I'm gonna answer this one for you, Tim. So get it right. How many songs? So you can take it.
Well, there's, including the album cover, there's 14 images, 14 paintings that are being used. So.
Any other questions? Right down here.
Hi, Sarah from Florida.
It's not so easy, right, to find the right, like you eat it or you not eat it.
I know, it's like way louder than what I was going to do. I was just wondering, you said that the whole like representation is like an emptiness in the man. And there's a bird in the middle, right?
Yes.
Yes. Like what kind of bird is it? And like, is there a kind of bird? Or?
It's not anything specific. Everything's from my mind. I don't really look at things. The most I might do is for the hands in that painting, I kind of look at my hands. Sometimes I use my wife, she won't admit it, but she'll pose for me, but that's about it. Like the bird is completely from my head, so
it's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Good time for maybe one more.
Hi, I'm Faith from Kansas.
What's up, Faith? How you doing?
Hey, Mac.
You dye your hair again?
Yes.
Nice. All right, continue.
So I saw in the video, in the gallery you were in, I think it was the one for the fall, like the floating tree. Had you come up with that one before you knew about the album or not?
I did. Some of them were created specifically for the album. Some of them were paintings that Dan and the whole band really connected with. So, yeah, when they looked at all my work, some of them, they were like, well, that's for this song, it's too perfect. The fall, especially, that when you hear the song, you'll really understand why that painting was chosen.
One day when you hear that song.
Yeah.
That's my favorite, by the way. All right, why don't we wrap it up there? Please give Tim